What up YouTube? Welcome to another Division 2 video. Thanks for clicking my content, really appreciate you watching it. If you like my content and want to help the channel out, don't forget to smash that like button. And today we're gonna talk about the 3 new exotics that will be added to TU12. I'm playing on the PTS right now, the test server for TU12, to see everything that will be added for the new title update. But before we begin, yesterday I showed you how to create your own god roll. Yes, we can create our own god roll gear, god roll gun, whatever you like to fix with the new optimization station. But I didn't have any exotic that wasn't god rolled. So I went on farming and yes, I found one. So I want to show you guys, because I got a lot of questions, if we can optimize the exotics. And yes guys, and there it is guys, the Ocastas go back, 10.8% skill haste, 8.3% skill damage, so it isn't maxed out, it isn't capped, and here we go. Yes, we can optimize this as well, and no, we do not need exotic parts to do so. So just find it and then god roll it, whatever you like. You know that all the attributes are set for exotics, so yes, we can just roll the attributes to that max cap. Let me show you again, optimizing it, bang, going for that 11.4% skill haste. So yes guys, we can optimize our exotics. But let's head over to the exotics that will be introduced with TU12. And let's start with the new exotic shotgun, the Scorpio guys. And you can probably already see why it's called the Scorpio, because look at those scorpions on the side guys. I think it looks pretty damn dope. This looks freaking awesome. I see myself running around with this exotic, but the big question now is, does it do its job? Does it hit hard enough? And what does the talent do? Because this talent guys, the new septic shock talent, will introduce a lot of status effects. Because the talent reads, shooting a target applies a stack of venom, which lasts for 10 seconds. Increasing stacks adds more severe debuffs to the target. So if you hit the target once, you will add a poison in share on him. Then if you hit him 3 times, you will add disorient. If you hit him 6 times, you will add shock. And the last cap with 7 shots on the same target, it will give the target a 20% extra additional damage from all sources. But that's the last cap. After that, it stops. It doesn't start over again, so he will get another poison, another disorient, another shock, and then adding that 40% to that enemy. No, it doesn't work that way. It stops if that enemy, of course, is still alive. And that is a big if, because if you are running around with this shotgun, the red bars or even the purple bars don't stand a chance, or do not have a chance, or do not reach that stack of shock. Before you can hit him 6 times, they are already dead. They are already disorient, hit by the poison, hit by your shotgun shells of course, and they will not survive until that 6 shots to reach that shock. So this gun will probably be used on biggies, on the higher tier enemies, because that shock, that disorient is freaking nice. So let me show you how this works on the shooting range, and after that I'm gonna show you how I ran around a biggie in the open world. So let's switch over to the shooting range. The build isn't that great. I just went for the Predator combination and with some Seska, and then getting that extra damage for the status affected enemy with the symptom aggravator. But I don't have any shade level. As you can see, my watch is only at 3 because we are on PC at this moment. This is the test server and my main characters are on PS4 and of course future PS5. So I'm not that much on PC, or almost never on PC, only with the PTS, so my builds are not min-maxed. So don't worry about the damage numbers that we are about to do. It's all about what happens to the enemy when we hit them. So let's start with the shooting range. Heroic, named, and there is the enemy on 5 meters. Let's start shooting. First one, of course, there you see above his head, the toxic, the venom will start. Shooting it again, and there is the disorient. Shooting it again, there is the shock, and then of course taking it out with the rest of the bullets. If we shoot another target, it will start again, of course, with that poison, disorient, starting with that shock, and then just take him out with that additional 20% extra damage. So let's switch over to a quick clip of me fighting a biggie in the open world, and this is only on challenging, and see, he doesn't even stand a chance if you just run around in circles. And man, look at this, he's shocked, he's disoriented, and there he goes. Do not stand a chance. Just open world challenging. So this is very useful for the higher tier enemies, heroic, or just like I just showed you on named, on heroic, and still you can almost one clip an enemy. You will probably one clip an enemy because my builds aren't up for the task at this moment, but it's only about what status affected will be added to your enemy and makes your enemy's life a lot worse. As you saw, man, he gets shocked, he gets disoriented. It is a very nice gun, but we will have to see if I min-max the build or if I found the right build for this gun. See if it's worth it to run around, for example, on legendary in the summit, because still there are a lot of red bars, so I don't know if this is worth it. But let's head over to the next new exotic, the new exotic AR. And there it is, guys, the new exotic AR, the Capacitator. And in my opinion, it looks pretty nice. It doesn't come close to the Scorpio, if you ask me. And in my opinion, it looks more like an SMG than an AR. And that insane scope on the top, I don't know exactly what you want to do with that, but it can be nice if you want to zoom in and get that extra damage from afar, because this is still an AR. You can do quite a big damage from a distance. But let's see what this talent does for us, because the RPM isn't that high, it's only 700, and then we have only a mag of 30. So in my opinion, these two stats aren't good enough, because there are a lot of guns that shoot way faster to that 900 RPM, for example with the FAMAS, bursting out a lot more damage in a shorter period of time. But of course we have a special talent on the exotics as well, and on this new exotic, this will be the capacitance. Shooting enemies build up stack to a cap of 50, and each stack grants 1% skill damage. After 5 seconds, stacks decay 1 per second. And to top that off, for each skill tier that we rock, we'll get an additional 5% weapon damage. But of course, this talent will be used on skill builds, will be used to boost up your skill damage, because you can reach that 50% skill damage. That's quite a lot, especially with the already god builds, the skill DPS builds, the crit builds, you know, that build that I already have on my channel. Just adding this gun to that might be something, but we will see in the future, of course, because this is still wave 1 of the PTS. This is subject to change, so in my opinion, hopefully they're gonna change the mag size or even the RPM. I don't think the RPM is that quick of a change, but that mag size should be around that 40. But the talent could be nice with, of course, this skill DPS build that already rocked the game at this moment. And let me show you again On the shooting range itself, we have exactly the same build. Again, I'm not min-maxed. This is on PC. I'm on PS4, PS5 in the future. So I can't show you the biggest damage numbers. But it's all about what the race will be if we use this AR. So let's see. Let's start with our drone. Let's shoot on the target. Same named and heroic. It does 19k, 19.9. So if we introduce our talent to it, as you can see next to the gun, it counts up to that 29, going up to that 50, giving us that max stack. And now our drone is hitting for almost 30k. As we zoom in, you see the stack will decrease. It goes down, and just like as you can see with the turret, it will go down in damage as well. But if you shoot, you will up the damage again, and it will go to that 30k. And this is quite nice. You only have to shoot, of course, an enemy to boost it up. But then again, the same for, of course, in sync. In sync will come on an AR as well. The perfectly in sync is introduced on an AR and not only on the rifle that we know now. So for the skill builds, it will probably still be better to do more damage with the perfectly in sync. But then, if we can combine this, because there is another exotic, yes, the new exotic holster, the waveform. And what the waveform does is give us the alternating current, generating a stack of 3% skill damage on one of your skills every second, capping to that 10 stacks. After 10 seconds at the cap, stacks will transfer to your other skill. The process then repeats indefinite, so it will just jump over to your skills. And yes, it will stay at that 30%. So it will just jump over every time for 30%. So if you now introduce this holster to, for example, your crit skill build, you can do a lot more damage. You will get an extra 30% for every skill that you use. Of course, it jumps over, so it's not for both at the same time, but it jumps over from your left to your right one. And then, of course, using that new exotic assault rifle, the Capacitator, boosting it up to another 50% skill damage. So this could be quite nice. So let me show you how this holster works on the shooting range. Let's go back, exactly the same build, we only switched up holster. So as you can see now, on the bottom you will see that my left skill has the boost. It has it for 10 seconds. And now it switches over. It counts down on the left side and at the same time it counts up on the right side. So now I'm fully boosted on the right side. So let's switch our right side skill, that is the drone at this moment, and as you can see it hits for 30k. But any moment now it's gonna switch over to the left side, as you can see now. So my damage will go down in steps, not just switching over that 30% instantly over to the left, but my left side is now boosted, and as you can see my drone is only hitting for 25.5k. You can of course set your left skill down, probably are using both of your skills, but then it switches over. It doesn't really matter if you use it or not, it will always switch over from the left to the right side and will boost your left or your right side turret, or of course your left or right side drone, whatever you are using. But the turret drone combination is pretty much OP in the game and still will be OP in TU12, because I mentioned this a couple of times before in other videos, because the TU12 update is gonna give a lot of love towards skills, man. This is gonna be a big skill update. This is gonna boost all your skill builds. And I don't know really what I think about that, because this is still a looter shooter, right? But yeah, these additions are pretty awesome. And the combination with the waveform and even the new exotic Ar the Capacitator could be very, very nice, with capacitance giving you that 50% skill damage. Then of course that waveform giving one of your skills that 30% extra skill damage. So only using this waveform and the new exotic gun, you will boost your skill damage to 80%. And that's quite a lot. That's quite a lot only using 2 exotic pieces. But yeah guys, that's pretty much it for all the exotics that will be introduced with TU12. This was a little bit deep dive video in what they can do and what they could do in the future. Of course I want to test it out after the PTS is done, because again guys, this is the test server and this is subject to change. We will see this around mid-December probably, when they drop it for all of us, for all platforms. But for now, I'm enjoying the PTS, and the new exotics looks pretty dope and are decent enough. I think that the shotgun will handle very well, and I think that the new AR is a little bit too situational. It doesn't hit that hard for a skill build, because you want to go for a skill build, because this will give you skill damage, and that 50% extra skill damage doesn't do that much for your full red build, for example, if you want to just ignore the extra damage that you will get for every extra skill tier, because you will get 5% extra weapon damage for a skill tier, but where we can get to that 15% for the red core. So I still don't know what to do with this AR, and in my opinion that waveform is a very nice addition, of course, again towards all the love for the skills, but that Scorpio is gonna give us a lot of fun. But guys, of course, let me know what you think about the addition, what you think about these 2 guns, and of course the new exotic holster. I think they look very dope. I think the Scorpio will be the go-to exotic for the TU12 update. And yeah, we have to see what builds come to mind. But for today, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to smash that like button and hit that subscribers button. And of course the notification bell. PurePrime out!